Hello, my friends. Welcome back to day 8 of our videos for our new catalog countdown. We are counting our way through this beautiful new catalog. I'm very sad because this one got all beat up in Mexico. We did bring it with us to Mexico, and I was planning and plotting a little bit, not a lot. We did a lot of excursions and fun days at the pool and all sorts of stuff. But we did look through the catalog a few times. Actually, Nate was doing a little shopping list for me, and I was just trying to make a plan for when I got back. So we're back, and I wanted to share with you one of the new bundles. I think it's one that could easily get missed. So let me see if I can find it here. And I do have a couple of samples that I got from swaps on the trip, so I'll share those at the end. But let's go ahead and switch to my other camera and I'll show you. So here is the bundle in the catalog. It's called Layers of Beauty, and I think it's really nice because you've got like this stamp set you can work with. So here's the stamp set. And the coordinating dies, which I'll pull those out for you too, but they're basically, for the most part, just cutting out the images. I love this little tag too, that's really cute. And then you've got some bonus leaves here as well. But this stamp set is much bigger than you'd think. Look how big it is. See how large that is? And it's beautiful. And we saw a bunch of different ways to actually use that in the swaps that were on the cruise, on the trip that we just went to. So I have a couple that I actually got in my set, so I'll share those at the end. And then I did take some pictures of some other ones that I'll share on my Facebook page. If you go to By the Shore Stamping on Facebook, I'll share those as well, just so you can see. There's lots of versatility with this stamp set. So in addition to the stamp set and the dies, you also get with this bundle the stencils. And mine are dirty because I'm going to use the stencils to show you how those work. But there's 5 stencils and they're numbered and they layer on top of each other so that you can get a really cool image. So let's go ahead and get started with that because it's going to take me a minute to get that to work. So, and hopefully, when I did it on a practice piece of paper. Sorry about the grid paper. My grid paper hasn't arrived yet. I got my box of new goodies because I did next day air on those, but the one with my grid paper is still not here. So don't mind the messy desk. We're going to cover it up in a second anyway. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of white. And so what I was saying is I had a bigger piece of white when I started, so I'm hoping I can make this centered on the smaller piece. But it will be really handy to have some washi tape nearby for this because you want those things to stay in place. And now the trick is to find where the end of the washi tape is. Here it is. All right, so I'm going to just take a little piece here to secure my white piece. I don't want to cover too much of it because I want, it's a pretty big flower, so we want that to be able to have the full thing. The other thing you want to do is, I did not do this on the original one, but if you can line it up so that you know exactly where it's going. So they're numbered, so you can see here 1. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so each stencil is numbered. So you're going to start with the 1. And what I'm saying is I want this to, so I'm going to use this as my guide right here. This is the edge of my paper there. So I'm going to line it up with that line there. Oh, no, I'm not, because then it's going to be off the paper. Not going to do that. We're going to line it up with, this one looks, well, it's kind of a little over that one. Like I said, it's actually, let's see, a little over this one. And it will be good. Yeah, about 1/8 of an inch over. And then these leaves and these leaves are on there the way they're supposed to be. So I've already got my tape on there from before, so I'm going to tape that down. We'll change my little marking here because it's not there. It's right here. Just so that you can get them in the same spot. I did not do this on the first one, and I did fine lining them up. So you can kind of see when you're doing it where they should be, and I'll show you. All right, so we're going to start with my lightest color. So I'm doing the flowers first. So we're going to start with the petal pink. And you could do this with any sort of colors, but I picked pinks and greens because those work really well together. And I'm just using some sponge daubers. You could use blending brushes if you wanted. You could use the large ones or the small ones. You could use sponges. If you have the sponges, you could do that. So any way that you want to add the color, you can do that. And this one here, like typically I would say like this amount of space, I would probably use my blending brush because it's a little bit easier. But because that's the largest one of all of them, because this is like the least detailed stencil of all of them, that it's fine because I can color that in. And it's going to be the very bottom, so it's going to get color laid on top of it, on top of that again. So it's going to be fine. So all right, so there's the petal pink. That was my first color, and that was die or stencil number 1. So now I'm going to pull that off, set that aside. We're going to do stencil number 2. And again, they're all numbered, so you can see this is number 2. Okay, and I'm going to line it up kind of just over where we were here. And I'm just going to kind of use the images inside here. You want them to kind of line up with what is on your paper. So that's kind of what I'm using. It is right about the same spot too, so that helps. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that down. This time I'm going to use Pretty in Pink. So we started with Petal Pink. Now I'm using Pretty in Pink, which is the new returning pink. This is the new one of the new in colors, but it's an older color that's coming back. So now I'm just going to add, and I'm blotting this off because this ink pad is really, really bright and bold, so I don't want it to be too dark. So I'm just blotting that a little bit first and then just rubbing on some color. And I didn't do that part before, but that's fine. All right, so we'll do that. So there's the Pretty in Pink, and then I can put this one away. And the next color I did was Melon Mambo. So 3 pinks is what I used. So let's grab the number 3. So this is 3, again, numbered, and we're going to layer that on top. And I'm going to line it up. And like for this one, you can see like there's nothing in here, but I can't tell if you can see on the, I think you can see on the video, but the flower underneath, this is the center. So the center is going to be a little bit darker than the rest of the flower. And then these are detail parts on the other flowers, and you'll see it when we finish this. And again, this is a really bright color, so I'm going to blot that off so we don't get a big blob of color. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add this layer to the card. It's really fun to play with these stencils. And of course you could, delete one of the layers if you wanted to, or add, maybe do 1 and 3 together, see what happens. I'm going to just do it as they are designed. So now you can see they're coming out here. And number 4, we're going to transition to the leaves. So again, I'm going to try and line it up with that. But I'm also looking underneath here to see if everything's landing the way it should. Now my this stuff here is going to get in the way. So I'm going to pull this off carefully. And I'm actually going to put it over here because then it's not in the way. Ooh, just barely missed it. It is kind of in the way a little bit. I'm going to reduce the amount that's showing here. Just enough to keep it there. There we go. And so you can see like it's just leading up to the pinks into the flowers. So this is going to be your leaves. So I started with the soft seafoam. So we've used Petal Pink, Pretty in Pink, Melon Mambo were my pinks. And now we're going to do soft seafoam. Seafoam, which is like a light green. And that will be the base. So that's going to be more of the all over color of the leaves. And I don't really have to blot it much because it's a pretty light color anyway. So I'm just getting that inked up, getting all of those little leaf parts done. There we go. And then when you're done with these, obviously you're going to want to wipe them all down. I did not wipe them off in between because I designed the card first. I wanted to see how it worked before I did it live. So, or recorded live, I guess. Live record to video, whatever you want to say. I wanted to test it out. All right, so there's the soft seafoam. So that is number 4. And then the 5th layer is the detail for the leaves. So for that one, I'm using Old Olive, which is kind of the same kind of tone as soft seafoam. So we'll take the last one. Again, it's numbered 5. And now this time it kind of lines up right on top of the other one because, again, it's just providing a little bit of darkness there. So, and I find that it's pretty forgiving. So if you miss by a little bit, it's totally going to be fine. All right, that looks good. I'm going to tape that down, and then we'll grab another sponge dauber. This one, again, is pretty dark, so I'm going to blot that off, and then we're just going to go over this with the Old Olive. And it's just going to add a little bit of detail to the leaves. And just think of all the different color combinations you can do with this. I think it will be really pretty in blues, or like the peachy, like coral colors. Whoops. All right, so then that is the last one, and we can do our reveal. So now I'll take that off, and look how pretty that is. Isn't that neat? So now you have a multi-layered flower, and see, like, it lines up to those little pinks and everything. Like, it really lines up beautifully. So I think that's really fun. I'm going to pull this off carefully because we don't need that anymore. And I'm going to go ahead and mat it onto some Old Olive cardstock. So this piece was 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm going to attach it to a 4 by 5 1/4. And I didn't really need to do a whole lot to this card because it's kind of, I mean, the piece de resistance, as they say, is really that stenciling. I think it's really pretty. All right, so then I'm going to just take some linen thread, and I'm going to wrap this around here like this, and I will cut that, and then I can tie that in a knot, and then we can tie that in a bow. You could just do a knot too if you didn't want to do the bow, but I want to do the bow. I'll leave that there, and then I kind of want the bow to be sort of off to the side here, so I'm just going to tie it kind of off to the side like that. It's a big floofy bow. I don't need it that big. There we go. That's good. Then I'll trim that off like so. All right, and then I have a piece of petal pink. I'm mixing my colors. Petal pink cardstock. That's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. That's going to become my card base, and I am going to pop this up. I think I want the panel to kind of pop, so we'll just add some dimensionals in the corners and a couple in the center so it doesn't sag. I ordered a bunch of the new, and not even all of them, but I got a bunch of the new embellishments, so I'll share those with you today too. All right, so this goes here. And then I actually used this circle die is from the Spotlight on Nature bundle, which Nate is going to show to you later this week. Again, he's going to come back. So I need some black ink, which I think he stole on me. Oh, he brought it back. Okay, and then my Grateful for You. So I'm just using the Grateful from You from the stamp set, which is here. I'm just using that on a small little circle. And I'm using the black ink just because I like black ink on colored cardstock generally. I like it to pop. Sometimes if you're stamping on colored cardstock, it looks weird if it's got, unless it's the same tone. I don't know. It's just a me thing. I like it with the darker ink. All right, I'm going to pop this too. So we'll add some dimensionals to this. And when it's circles, I tend to do 3 just to keep it even. And I'm going to kind of tuck that over here and fill that little hole where there isn't a lot of flowers and stuff. So that's that. Pretty, right? And then last but not least, I added some bling, and this one seemed to work really nicely. So I'm going to use the green. This is called the Transparent Adhesive Backed Dots. Let me show you. Where did I put them? Maybe not. I thought I set aside all my gems. I don't know what I did with them, so maybe I won't show them to you today. It's there. I hid them. So we've got a bunch of fun new, like, different embellishments, which I love. These are the adhesive backed dappled dots. Say that 5 times fast. But they've got kind of like a little veining in them. And then we've got these, which are the 2023-2025 opaque sparkle dots. So these are last year's ink colors, but they've got a little shine to them. This is the Opal Rounds assortment. This goes with the Mediterranean Blooms suite, which I will be using soon. So you'll see that whole collection soon. Adhesive backed metallic gems. These are just nice staples. You got gold, copper, silver, bronze. Those are always good. These are cute too. I love the shape of these. These are adhesive backed dots for days. So those are really fun colors too. Nice and summery. They kind of go along with the new ink colors, but they are not actually the in color colors, but they would definitely work with those. So there you have that. I'm going to go ahead and take these transparent adhesive backed dots, and we're just going to add a few to this card, and then we'll call it good. So I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to stick a couple of these larger ones down here, and then we'll steal one of these and kind of put it over there. And there you have it. There is our finished project. I just think that's really cool looking. It's very different and unique. Let me show you a couple of other samples of this stamp set. So this one is from Christine McNichol from New Zealand. So the card size is a little bit different than what we normally do because their card sizes are different, but it's still really pretty. So it's a fun fold, and it's actually a gift card holder. So she did a really cool little gift card holder using that same stamp set, but she just kind of fussy cut it out there, or die cut that part out and then trimmed it. So that's kind of cute. I love the colors on that one. And then this one was one of my favorites. I actually took a picture of it. I thought it was beautiful. It's from Terry Gaines. She's here in the United States. I don't remember exactly where, but I love this layout. Isn't that pretty? So she used embossed panels in the background, just kind of askew, and then stamped, die cut, and colored the big image from that stamp set. And it looks like she took the congratulations from somewhere else, but that works perfectly with that stamp set. So you can see some really pretty cards with this stamp set and some different looks too. So love this one. It's called Layers of Beauty. Again, it's the stamp set, the dies, and the stencil. So they all come together, which is kind of unique, which we like. All right, my friends, that's it for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll be back again tomorrow with more creative inspiration from the new catalog. Thanks so much for watching, and if you liked this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button. That always makes my day, and I will see you all again really soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.